Now see, if I have more number of records, like this is the rating in ODI, then there is 2020, then if there is a test match ratings, okay, different types of ratings I want to display. And let's say for example there are 5 records for each of the batsmen. Okay, so what will happen, it will display this batsman name and country 5 times, right? Now I don't want to do this. I want to display batsman name and country only once, and then it should display uh, match type and the rating of that batsman into a specific match. Okay, so are you getting this? I want to display this batsman name only once. Means I want this type of report. If I show you this in notepad file, then it will be very clear. So see, using this loop, I mean using this join query, we can display all the records of batsmen for each match type. But now I want to eliminate this duplication. Okay, I want to display like this. First, it should display batsman name and his country, and then the match type and rating in that particular match. Okay, so are you getting this? I want to display like this. So how we can do this? Anyone? It should be displayed only once. By writing some logic, we can do this. Okay, so what type of logic we need to write? Tell me. Batsman name should be displayed only once. Are you getting my question? How I want to display these records? This is how I want to display my records. Okay, so tell me how to do this. Name and country should be displayed only once. And when the and see it is also possible that we have 3 records of DJ Malan here. Like it should be this also. We may have this type of record. Okay, so it is possible that there is a batsman name and there are variable number of records for each batsman. For some uh, it might be 5 records. For some of the batsmen there may be 1 record. For some batsmen there may be 2 records. Okay, so this is not fixed, so you can't put a fixed counter. Okay, you cannot put fixed counter that you need to execute this for 2 times. Okay, when you are displaying name and country, after that the counter should run for 2 times, so you can't do that. Fine, so you need to think about the logic when we want to display this type of report. But there is one more method, and that I'm going to show you. You can pass parameter in the cursor. So it will be similar to the nested loop. When you are writing nested loop, what happens? Suppose your first loop is for I is equal to 1 to 10, and then your second, the inner loop is for j is equal to 1 to 5. Then first, what it will do? It will uh, set value of I is equal to 1, and then for j is equal to 1 to 5, the inner loop will be executed 5 times. Okay, then it will give increment in I and it will be 2. Then again j is equal to 1 to 5, and it will display whatever process you have written. According to that, it will display the output. Fine, so always when there is a outer loop and inner loop, for first iteration of outer loop it will do 5 iteration of inner loop. Then it will increment the variable which is of outer loop and it will make it to 2. Then for I is equal to 2, your inner loop will be executed again 5 times, right? So same way we can define the parameter which we can pass from first cursor to second cursor. I mean from outer cursor to the inner cursor. Okay, and then that inner cursor will be executed number of times, whatever number of times we have specified. So in this case, what we are supposed to do, we are going to define one cursor for this batsman table, and one cursor should be defined for ratings table. Okay, we are going to define two cursors. One is for batsmen, for fetching records from batsmen, and second cursor is for fetching records from rating. But those records will be fetched on the basis of batsman ID, which is passed from first cursor to the second cursor. So here, if you see records of batsman table, there are 5 records in batsman table, right? And there are 10 records in ratings table. Rating table. Okay, there are 10 records. Which field is common between these two tables? Batsman ID is common. So what we can do, first we'll create the cursor for batsman, and we'll take batsman ID from this table, and that batsman ID one by one we are going to pass in the cursor rating. Okay, so say for example, my cursor is cursor C underscore batsman is select star from batsman. So it will select all these records. When we'll open the cursor, it will point onto the first record, and then we can take this ID 1, and this ID 1 could be passed into rating cursor. So then it will fetch only 2 records from the rating table, and that is of batsman 1. So it will fetch this record, first one, and this one. Okay. Then again, it will go into the outer cursor. It will fetch record of batsman ID 2. Then this batsman ID 2 will be passed into ratings cursor. It will fetch record of batsman ID 2, which is this and this record. Again, it will go into the outer cursor. It will fetch batsman ID 3's record. This batsman ID 3 will be passed into this parameter. I mean, as a parameter will be passed into ratings cursor. It will fetch records of batsman ID 3, and this process will be continued up to the last record found in the outer cursor. Okay, so the outer cursor we have batsman ID 5. So your execution will be done up to batsman ID 5. Okay, so this logic is clear how this cursor will work. Any questions in this? And then I'll show you how to write the syntax and how to pass the parameter. So is it clear? Or if you have any questions, then you can ask me.